What up, guys? I mean, I'm a bit late. I'm like 3 days late because I think it's the ninth today. Yeah, it's the ninth. It's been 7 years of YouTube for me on my channel. I'd say I grown good. I don't know. It was quite a journey to get here. I could have blown up during COVID, but I decided to just post a lot of shit post memes. I have all these videos privated, by the way. For a really good reason because I don't want that to be well known. So I think it's either 2019 or 2020. Yeah, this is where it started to go downhill for my channel at least. I started to post a lot of shit post memes. Like right here was the first sign, and then this is when Belle Delphine was starting to blow up. I don't even know if she's still popular now, but yeah, just a lot of shit post memes. And then it kind of died off. There's very questionable things I posted, but that was when I was in like middle school, maybe beginning of high school. That phase kind of died off when I dived into to walkthroughs, kind of not. And then I came back to For Honor. That was probably one of my loneliest years of YouTube. Me just playing For Honor 24/7. Because I didn't have a lot of friends because most of my friends are a year younger than me. They were like in the sixth grade while I was in like the seventh grade. Yeah, it was kind of rough, and I only had like 10 friends that were in the same grade as me. And then it kind of grew towards the middle of middle school, and then it kind of died off beginning of high school, because again, that's kind of the age where you have to try and find the right friend group that will determine your future, or else like they're gonna cut you off. I don't know. Yeah. If you don't know where that came from, watch this video. I talk about it a lot in that episode. There was a podcast that I was kind of starting, and then now I kind of just not consistent with it anymore because I found something to do on my channel. After I stopped shitposting after a year and a half, I started to do tutorials, and now these tutorials, I think they're pretty good, despite how I edited them. Because let me remind you, these were all edited on a phone, and majority of them weren't even edited at all. It was just me downloading a huge file on my phone and uploading it to YouTube. Like I wasn't able to edit videos because of max storage, and now I have like hundreds of gigabytes of storage because of my PC. If I were to go back, I probably wouldn't have been able to do anything, like repeat what I did. It was so hard to do anything. It was a difficult time. I started doing tutorials on Destiny 2. I think those were one of my peak days, one of my peak eras, I'd say. Cause like, hey, anybody remember that? Probably no one remembers that. I know someone who probably might remember that, but I don't know if they actually remember that. I don't think my videos blew up at all that much. I didn't put any tags in it. Destiny 2 is kind of like Overwatch in a way. Well, not in a way. Like in terms of popularity, because one, they're both free, and two, it was so much easier to make content on either of them because they were free. Well, modern Overwatch, not Overwatch back then. Overwatch back then was like $70, I think. Not $70, like 20, 20, 40, maybe 50. I briefly played Overwatch on the channel, but I think I deleted the videos. If you keep going, I think I started to do more Roblox videos. Yep. I don't think I'd say Roblox was one of my peak moments, although cause like a lot of views, but a majority of the Roblox videos I made, Roblox, they only averaged like 20 to 50 viewers. As to like peak modern day now, I average 50 to 100 viewers now. That's a huge dramatic difference, at least for me. I'd say GPO is where I peaked. around this time, like 2023. You know, these tutorials were actually kind of useful. I'd actually know how to solo most of the bosses in World 1, but it came to a point where I just couldn't solo anything at all, because like the Gravity Admiral, aka Fujitora, it was kind of impossible to solo. Like you kind of had to like memorize what he did, and hopefully you like parried his attacks, or else you like he just guard breaks you. And then I kind of took a really long break. Look at this time gap. It was bad. Like I was running out of things to do because this was around the time where Destiny 2 did basically the account wipes, and I feel like a majority of the fan base quit because of that. The idea of Beyond Light, it sounds good on paper, but executed, it was kind of shit, not gonna lie. I get it's for story purposes, but for it to be a global wipe, you weren't even able to use the weapons before the wipe anymore, because you couldn't upgrade the weapon anymore. Like, it prevented you from upgrading it, like, at all, period. I get, like, that's like an era to leave behind. That kind of was the shit thing to do, not gonna lie, that's why it made me quit. Yeah, fast forward, I'm starting to get into Honkai Star Rails, Endless Zone Zero, Withering Waves. Well, actually, I don't think I did any Withering Waves videos, as you can see, because I feel like that was like a thing I had to experience on my own. I'd say the Endless Zone Zero was really good for me when it came out. It's not as good as this video, but I think the video over here, where is it? This video, I think it was pretty good. If you go back, this is probably my most highest viewed Zenless Zone Zero video besides the previous one right here and this one. Cause like everyone wanted to know what was good in this tier list. I don't think it did pretty well. There was a lot of dislikes, I think, that I remember. Yeah, there's a shit ton of dislikes. I feel like that was biased. I feel like my tier list was pretty valid if you like rearrange it correctly. I remember when that edit was pretty original. It hasn't even been that long, and I look a bit younger in this video. That's strange. It's kind of tripping me out for a second. I feel like this tier list would have been viable back then if it was more arranged correctly. I kind of branched myself off of gameplay a couple months back. I don't know. It felt like what I was doing is more easier to do and more easier to edit. I didn't have to like pick out which were the boring parts. Like there was a lot of moments where I was like quiet as fuck for like a whole solid 5 to 10 minutes. It was a very vital moment in the story, but I was very quiet at the same time during those moments. Like I was a pretty shit walkthrough reactor back then. Though I feel like I was a much more better version of myself when it came to walkthroughs. I didn't grow up back then, and now during that time period, I grew up. I'm not as hyper as I was back then. I said some really questionable shit back then when I was younger. It was very weird, very fucked up, very bad of what I said. Well, me and my friend said back then. Like recently, I realized I said some bad shit back then, so I went back and edited it out. So it's a much more cleaner version. Back then, we all said slurs back then. I ain't gonna lie to you. We all said slurs, but you know we're much more civilized, much more grown, more adult-like. So yeah, we can think for ourselves now, cause like, bro, we said some really fuck shit back then. But yeah, anyway. Um, what can I say about my 7 years of YouTube? I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where I could have popped off, in my opinion. If I didn't take 2.5 years worth of breaks, I felt like I could have made it somewhere on YouTube, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of like new mainstream streamers that are my age. I might be coping really, really hard, but I feel like I could have been one of those people if I kept going. I was doing some really, really good shit for certain communities, like, for example, Destiny 2. I was doing tutorials for guns that no one ever did, and I did it anyway, because, like, no one wanted to do it. And I feel like I'd benefit a lot more from the guns that people don't like to showcase than the guns people like to showcase. I'm coping very hard, but y'all know that. But I feel like they popped off because of the energy they bring, the presence they bring. I don't have much of a presence, but I try to make a presence anyway. I feel like I'm more a lot like way too nonchalant, way too chill for like anyone to like me as a YouTuber. I also just don't know how to like promote my videos because like I put tags in it and it doesn't blow up sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. It just isn't meant to be. And I can accept that. I accept that and I move on. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care if that video didn't blow up or not. Unless it just genuinely did really, really bad. Like, if it consistently had 5 views for the last 5 days, that's when I re-upload. Because that shit actually insane. Like, what is YouTube doing for my video to only have 5 views for 5 straight days? I get 5 views on the first day, and then the next 4 days, none. Nada. Like, YouTube, fix your fucking algorithm. Like, it pisses me off, man. But anyway. Yeah, that is 7 years on YouTube. I did this video turned into a 30-minute video when I originally wanted it to be like a 10-minute video. So I might edit out a huge majority of this video out. So, yeah. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. And if you're around here, want to see my videos, I'm probably not gonna do any more gaming videos for a while because it's gonna be mostly anime reactions. It's just easier to do and easier to push out videos because like, not gonna lie, when I was doing gaming videos, I got hella lazy because of how lengthy it was and how very informative I was in those videos. So I had to like choose what information stayed and what didn't. Even though if that information as a like group was very, very vital. But I had to cut it out because, you know, it was very lengthy and I didn't want it to be hella long. But yeah, subscribe and get around here. Give me some anime recommendations and leave those in the comments down below. And yeah, peace.